In level 1, we will be finding the measures of angles using basic angle properties. Some of these properties are complementary angles, supplementary, and vertical angles. Two complementary angles add to 90 degrees. So, for example, if you have two angles that together make a right angle, like a 40-degree angle and a 50-degree angle, we will call those complementary because they add to 90 degrees. Supplementary angles add to 180. Put together, they make a straight line. So you might have a 120-degree angle and a 60-degree angle, add them together, and you get a straight line. And then vertical angles, when two lines cross, the angles across from each other are the same. We call those vertical angles. So if this angle is 40 degrees, for example, this angle down here would also be 40 degrees. And then using properties of supplementary angles, I could also find the other angle. 180 minus 40 gives me 140 for this angle, and then across from that would be the same because those two angles are vertical angles. So those are some of the basic angle properties we'll be using in level 1. We will be looking at parallel lines cut by a transversal. This is review. So this line M and line N are two parallel lines. We know they're parallel because they have little arrows on them. That tells us that they're parallel. We can't assume two lines are parallel just by looking at them. It has to tell us that they're parallel. And then using our properties of complementary, supplementary, and all of that, we can figure out the other angles in this diagram. So, for example, if I know that this angle right here is 105, and I want to find the measure of angle 1, since those two angles make a straight line, I can do 180 minus 105, and I get 75. Angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles. They're across from each other, and so they would be the same. So this would be 75. And then angle 2 is going to be the same as the 105 angle, because they are vertical angles. So using properties of vertical angles and supplementary angles, we can get those four angles. And then the four angles down here are going to match the four angles that we just had right here when you have two parallel lines cut by a transversal. So the measure of angle 4, let me erase because this is getting messy. The measure of angle 4 is in the same position as the 105 angle. We call those corresponding angles, and they're the same. So angle 4 is going to be 105. Angle 6 is in the same spot as angle 3. Those two would be the same. They're corresponding angles, so this is 75. Angle 7 is the same as angle 2. They're corresponding. This is 105. And angle 5 is in the same position as angle 1. Those are corresponding angles at 75. Couple other things to take note of. Whenever you have two angles on the same side, on the inside of two parallel lines, they're always supplementary. They add up to 180. And whenever you have two angles that are on opposite sides of the line on the inside, like angle 3 and angle 5, kind of makes a Z shape. We call those alternate interior angles. They're always the same. So angle 3 and angle 5 are the same. They're both 75, alternate interior angles. Angle 2 and angle 4 would also be alternate interior angles. And then we also have alternate exterior angles that are the same. Angle 1 is the same as angle 6. Angle 7 is 105. So those would be pairs of alternate exterior angles. So lots of different angle pairs in that diagram, but every pair of angles is either the same or supplementary. Okay, and the next one, this little box right here means it's a 90-degree angle. And we're going to try and find all the other angles. If I want the measure of angle Z, it makes a straight line with this 40-degree angle. So if I do 180 minus 40, we get 140 for angle Z. Angle Y is a vertical angle with the 40-degree angle. So angle Y is the same as that 40-degree angle. It's 40. Angle X and angle Y together make a right angle. And so they need to add up to 90. They're complementary angles. So if I do 90 minus 40, I get 50 for angle X.